Now we are starting with the question number 2 of 2026 paper. Okay, they are asking us SD and the SDF. So we know when to get it, we need to know the N and stuff. So let's read the information whether the total count is when. Yeah. They are saying by dolphin at 10 different sea depth. Okay, that information was hidden, so we could cut it up. Now what we have is SFF. Okay, we know SFF is gonna be sigma f squared minus sigma f whole thing squared divided by n. In this case, let's see the numbers given. Okay, it's mostly given 25.5 minus 15 squared divided by 10, which will give you 3. Okay, now the other one would be getting the SDF. So that would be sigma df minus sigma d times sigma f divided by n. So what we're going to have is sigma df, that is given for 33.5 minus sigma d. Yeah, sigma d is not given, sigma f is given and the n is given. Okay, let's quickly find the sigma d. To get the sigma d, we have this information, because we know d bar. So I'll take like a d bar is taken by sigma d divided by n. So if we want to get the sigma d, what we can do is n times d bar. In this question, that would be 10 times d bar, which is 25.7. Yes. Okay, so let me go back to the question. We have sigma d, which is 10 times, actually 10 times. I'll quickly do the multiplication, write the answer straight. Choice is yours. It's 257, and the sigma f, was the sigma f given? Yeah, it was 15 divided by 10. So that would give us 48. So that are the values for the sigma f, the value for SFF and the SDF. Now they're saying state, giving a reason which one is the response variable. So we know response variable is the dependable variable. So let's quickly revise our memory on this stuff, since this is a revision. This is question number A. So in the question number B, we know response variable. I'll take a minute to explain about it. Response variable is the one which is the dependent variable. So that is the important thing, which is y. Other variable type is, in statistics, explanatory variable, which is independent variable. So this is the one we choose to change. This is the one affects, maybe like it's affected. Okay, so this is the reasonings. Now in this question, which one is the response variable? We can see it's given the biologists chose the sea depths. They are choosing the sea depth and they are measuring the frequency. So in that way, we can see what they choose is the depth. According to that, the frequency changes. So the answer gonna be answer. So I'll quickly write in here itself. Response, we have to give the reason to. Response variable is frequency reason being frequency within bracket, that's F. Reason is frequency depends on depth. Frequency depends on depth D. This is what happens. And now they ask us, this is an important information that can actually ask in any paper, in any scenario. So let's make sure we highlight such parts. Next one, calculate the value of product moment correlation coefficient of these data. Yes. Once we have defined it, yeah, let's go back to the question. So I'll continue it here. We know the product moment coefficient correlation coefficient, which is R. How do we get it? Is STF divided by root of STD times SFF. So they are like bit of information that we found in previous question, and whatever we did not find is here. Okay, let's put the data that we got. SDF is 48 root of 1096.90 second. 1090.6 1090.6 times it by the value we got, which was 3. So the R is going to be 0.83. Okay, how many decimal places they are asking? They didn't mention any, so we can go with 3SF 389. This is how you get the R. Okay, so C part is also complete now. Now in the D, they are asking an interpretation of your answer to the part C. What is the interpretation? The interpretation in the sense they are asking us by looking at the R. We know the R value we got was 0.839. What we can really see is R is almost close to 1, right? Which is positive side. So that means we can say it's a positive linear correlation. So it's a positive linear correlation. So since it's a 1 mark, no need to bother much about it, but R is closer to positive 1. So it's positive correlation. So how do we say that in a words is as depth increases, frequency increases. When one increases, other one also increasing. That's how you interpret your the relationship between two entities. So it's not enough to say it's just a positive correlation. You have to give it's explaining your explanatory and response variables. Okay, now let's go back to the interesting part of E. Find the equation of the least squares regression line. Okay, now they're asking us the regression line. So these are interesting parts. Okay, let me get the E. So what they ask is F equals alpha plus beta D. F equals alpha plus beta D. Okay, so this alpha and beta, we have separate equation, which is beta would be SDF divided by SDD. Alpha would be F bar minus beta times D bar. Okay, for the first one, we had the numbers. So let's put that numbers here. SDF, we had 48, which we found. This is what they gave us. So answer is going to be 0.0 0.04401. It's continuously going off. And for alpha, x bar was not given, but simply since the same way we did it on d bar, even though the x bar is not given, we have sigma f. So we can take f bar would be sigma f divided by n, which is 15 divided by 10 in this case, which is 1.5. So it's 1.5 minus, here I would say if you want, you can put the decimal answer, or you can even put the fraction as well. So I'll just keep the fraction to go for like a more accuracy, times d bar was 25.7. Let me take this into like a little bit this side. So we have space for the alpha. So alpha is gonna be 0.3688. So our linear regression line is f equals 0. If I go for like a 3SF, 369 minus beta, which is for 3SF, I'll go like 0.44, 0.044 once again. Be very careful when you're writing small numbers. D. So this is our equation of regression. Okay, that was quite interesting. It was like a facts that you need to know. Now once you have it, now you have to think, give an interpretation of the gradient and the f-intercept. Okay. Now for gradient, I'm like, assuming this model is valid, what we said is, okay, in the Roman numbers, what they're asking is the gradient and the y-intercept now. In the E part, let's think like they're talking about gradient. In this case, that's gonna be this is the part which is the gradient. This is the gradient. This is the intercept. Okay, gradient, which is beta, which is okay. We have these values, so it was a positive here. So I think when I'm copying, yeah. What we would say is, when they're asking about wordings, we have to make sure we are talking about our explanatory variables. So what we can say about the gradient is, we know usually the gradient gives a change in response variable per unit increase in the explanatory variable. So what we're gonna tell is, for every extra meter of every, like we can say, if for every meter of depth, we can say frequency increases by 0.044 hertz. This is what we can say. So 1 unit of that, how does this change? Okay, now for the Roman number 2, they're talking about f-intercept. So intercept is the point, I'm like, the predicted value when that independent variable is 0. So what would say is, like we can write the frequency of the model, the frequency, we can say, at the surface when depth is 0 is 0.369 kilohertz. So we can say like that. Here I missed to add the kilowatts, so let me add it. So this is how we say that. Now it has all the informations required. Yeah, that's the end of the question. So hope you summarized your statistics knowledge. Thank you.